How we getting on, folks? Look, I think it's safe to say we had a fairly successful day in the, I suppose you could call it the punter's graveyard. Two winners, Gabby Naku and Fagon Bialak. Early prices for Gabby Naku was 11 to 8, while I suppose Fagon Bialak drifted out to 6 to 1. We had a non-runner then as well there today. So in Ireland we had, I suppose, small profit with level stakes. It's as simple as that. We didn't necessarily break the bank tomorrow or today, but we returned a nice profit. So that's always a massive plus in, as they call it, the punter's graveyard. But over in England then we had a very good day as well. Obviously our power at 10 to 1 ran on for a place. Then as well as that, Main Fact continued his unbeaten run at, I think it was 8 or 9 to 1 he finished up at, but very, very impressive performance from him. 3 o'clock then, Bristol Lemay, another very, very good winner. Priced up at 9 to 4 last night, actually starting price as well. And Imperial Aura at 15 to 8. I know it said it was in the treble, but still it was a very nice winner all the same. Moving on into tomorrow then, Navan and Cork double header. I'm just not going to, I suppose, spend too much time on either. I'm just going to, I suppose, fly through them as best I can. I've done my research. There are some, nice chances for profit there tomorrow as well. So it looks like it's going to be a very good week in terms of profit loss. We're definitely in the profit zone, and hopefully if we can get a few more winners tomorrow, it's definitely going to be profit at the end of the week. First of all, though, we're going to kick things off with Navan selections. I'll be moving on to Cork after the 8 races are covered in Navan. But the first race off, 11:40. I quite like this Shadow Raider at 15 to 8 tomorrow. Personally speaking, it looks to be the one to beat. The favourite here, wide receiver, just, I suppose, it's meat and ground that it might not necessarily favour. 6 to 5 is a little bit short for my liking. This Shadow Rider at 15 to 8, it's got a nice profile about it. It was a very good winner, a very easy winner in a pint to pint and soft to heavy. I think it was recently enough. I can't be 100% sure, but the form of that pint to pint has since been boosted. A few winners have come out of it. So overall, I know a wide receiver is the one this Shadow Rider has to beat, but the fact that it does like the ground and the fact that it's coming from Willie Mullins and has been bought by JP, it definitely should be speaking plenty for it. I definitely think it's going to be a very good price at 15 to 8 tomorrow. I don't think you're going to get the same price. More than likely it will be backed into a shorter price or else possibly favoritism, but I definitely think it's one to be watching tomorrow. It's a great chance. Next race then, the 12:10, Fakir Daleen, Napa today, currently priced around even money. This one here is very, very interesting. Look I know it's coming in here on the back of a penalty, but it's unbeaten. We're yet to see where the limitations lie. Who knows, this penalty may not, I suppose, hinder it any way, shape or form. Even money is incredible value for a horse that I suppose we are yet to see its real, I suppose, limitations. I definitely think it's one of, I suppose, the classier horses coming out of the Gordon Elliott stable this year. Looking for a horse to take it on, it's very hard to find one because really and truly, this horse has yet been, I suppose, given a task, or I suppose has met a horse that's capable of beating it. We don't know whether this penalty is going to match it tomorrow or even, I suppose, better it. I don't think there's anything in this field that should be capable enough of beating it. I might be wrong, but for me, even money is definitely great value. I was expecting this horse to be definitely a shade of odds on, if not, I suppose, touching 4 to 7, 1 to 2. I think even money is a crazy price, and I think the bookies have got it wrong. Next race then, The 12:40, we are going to go with Pinot Boy here for the Mooney team. Um, the name of the jockey has escaped me now, but this one here definitely looks to be very interesting. Pat Taff is riding it, taking £7 off. It was a very good second last time out. When I think it was in Fairyhouse earlier on in the week, when staying on fairly well and given a very patient ride. £7 off there today, still not really hindered. I think it is improving very much so, and it's not necessarily the toughest of races here. I definitely think that Pinot Boy at 9-2 is definitely a very, very good shout each way. Well, I suppose depending where you're shopping, if there is an each way market, he is at an each way price. But I definitely think, look at it, it has a great, great chance, and overall it is one of the better horses, starting to get into better form, and the ground should definitely be coming into his favour tomorrow. I think 9-2 is a great, great price, and if he's at an each way market for you, definitely have a go each way. Next race then, the 110 Above the City 7-1. This is definitely one of the best each way bets of the day, in my personal opinion. It was 50-1 when a very, very good second here last time out in similar ground conditions. We know it's going to handle the track. We know it likes Navan very much so. We know it's going to handle the ground conditions. We know it's I suppose, in form at home and on the track. So overall, you're definitely looking for it to just go that one step better. I definitely think the fact that it's at an each way price, I don't think you can go wrong, unless I suppose it meets trouble in running, or I suppose it meets a crash and fall, which I hope it doesn't. But overall, I definitely think at 7-1 is definitely the best value bet of the day. I cannot see anything that's coming even close to the form that he's in, and 7-1 definitely looks to be one of the better each way bets of the day. Next race then, the 145, we're going to go with Deafy Blue here at 9-2. It's a very, very strange sort of a race. I wouldn't be going overly confident with this one, but it just looks to be a horse that will like, I suppose, the chasing fence. I think it's one of the chasing races. I'm not 100% sure, but Deafy Blue, some, I suppose, recollection was that he was going to make a fairly decent chaser. He has been off the track for quite some time, I think. Trying to, I suppose, remember all the little key facts of these races. It's tricky off the top of my head, but I definitely think it's definitely one that's going to like, I suppose, the conditions tomorrow, and I suppose the chase and fences. But hopefully, anyway, at 9-2, it will, I suppose, come in at a fairly nice price. But like I said, I'm not overly confident. I for whatever reason, I just can't seem to remember what, I suppose, drew me to this particular horse. But something definitely did. I think Jack Kennedy is on board as well. As you all know, I'd rate Jack Kennedy very, very highly as well. But I have a funny feeling Deafy Blue is gonna, I suppose, cause a bit of a ruckus now tomorrow, and 9-2 definitely looks to be a fairly nice price. Next race then, the 220, no bet. Manila Indo is going to absolutely hose up here at 2-9 or 2-11. I can't remember which one it is, but I think it's safe to say that Manila Indo is the standout class act of the race. It should be winning comfortably by 20 lengths. That's no exaggeration. This horse is miles before the rest of the field. I'd be very, very surprised to see a horse coming in 10 lengths close to Manila Indo. If it does, it possibly would be an underachievement for Manila Indo. The horse is just that good. Next race then, the 255, I think 255. We're going to go with Walk Me Home here now at 7-2. Very, very unlucky last time out in Navan. Was staying on very well when coming down at the last. More than likely, it was going to be coming in on the back of a winner. I know we were on King Alex that day, but I don't think King Alex would have held on, to be quite honest with you. I think Walk Me Home was getting the better of him, and bar, I suppose, the fall, he would have hosed up. Still coming in here on a fairly decent mark. I definitely think it's his race to lose, bar, I suppose, a fall, which really shouldn't happen now, second time out. I definitely think that it should be a fairly cosy winner, and 7-2 is a serious price. I cannot understand why, but I definitely think it's great value, and 7-2 is really it should surely be printing money, considering it was going to be a winner last time out. Next race then, the last race of the day. This is going to be the next best of the day. Mare Quimby at 5-2. This is a mare that I have been very taken aback by. It was a very cosy winner in Punchestown, if I have it right. It was either Punchestown or Fairyhouse, in similar enough conditions. I know it's probably on the better ground it was running in, but it was, I suppose, running very comfortably that day. Finney Maguire didn't push any buttons that day at all. I think it will improve its mark. I think it's on a mark of 110, but the way it ran that day, it has the capabilities of running up to the 120s easily. I think 5-2 is a bit of a, I suppose, insult to a potential improving mare. She could well be a very class act, and I think 5-2 is great value. But overall, I definitely think it's definitely a shoe in here. It should really be able to polish off most of these, especially ones that are I suppose have more weight on the back, compared to Mayor Quimby here now tomorrow. Now moving on to Cork tomorrow, another, I suppose, look, it's a card with plenty of value as well, and there is some very interesting horses, but there are, I suppose, a few shorter prices compared to Navan. So we'll, I suppose, kick on into it and explain more. 11.55. We're going to go at Willie Mullins' shout here now. Garrett Patty, I think the name it is. I could be butchering it, but it's priced up at 10-11. Really, this horse should be well capable of winning this particular race. I cannot understand how this horse is, as I suppose, as big as 10-11. It was a very comfortable winner on the flat in heavy ground, with plenty of hand that day. Over in France, like I said, heavy ground. So ground conditions should suit it tomorrow. It was in front of some very classy sorts on the flat. I definitely think that it has the capabilities of, I suppose, producing a very good run first time out over hurdles. Now, coming from Willie Mullins, the stable, it is, I suppose, a well-renowned fact that he will have the horse well capable of running up to, I suppose, Willie Mullins' standard, first time out. And it's not, I suppose, the best of field tomorrow. It looks a fairly, I suppose, substandard field for, I suppose, a first introduction run. I think it's going to be a fairly handy winner now tomorrow, and 10-11, it's close enough to even money. So you're just going to be slightly less than doubling your money with this bet tomorrow. I think it's great. I think it's a great shout to get us off the winning start of the day. Next race then, the 12.25. We are going to go with the Devil's Coachman here. Currently priced up at 11-4, and this is going to be the next best of the day. It was a very cosy winner in February in Naas, on his bumper debut. It was a winner there at 8-1. Very impressive winner that day. I was very taken aback by how easy it got to the front and how well it, I suppose, kicked for home. Cork is a fairly, I suppose, dare I say it, considering I've never actually been to Cork, but it looks to be a fairly flat track. So it would necessarily, I suppose, favour the galloping sorts. So the fact that this horse really did gallop up to the line, and gallop is, I suppose, an understatement. I'm getting seriously tongue-tied here, but the fact that JP McManus has since bought it up. I think Dennis O'Regan is riding it tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure, but I definitely think, look, it is a very good price. And the Willie Mullins favourite here, it's just, I suppose, it's too short for me, simply because that the win it did come under was good to soft out in France. Now, good to soft in France would technically be good. here in Ireland. So whether it's going to handle heavy conditions tomorrow, that's a big ask. So overall, I definitely think there is more. I suppose there is more coming into the hand for the Devils coachman tomorrow, and it looks to be a very good race for an opening bout over hurdles. Now, next race then, the 12:55, no bet there in this one here. Appreciated is going to hose up. I think it's priced around 1 to 5, which it really should. I'm not going to go into real detail about this. It's going to hose up. There's no doubt about it. If you're going to be having a bet tomorrow, you'd be avoiding Appreciated. He's so short, but it's going to be a race just to sit back and relax and enjoy the race and tomorrow and enjoy that particular race, because that horse definitely looks to be one superstar in the making. In the making tomorrow. Jesus, I'm very bad tonight, but 125 then. Each way shout here now. Take all 5 to 1. Definitely looks to be serious value here. Very unlucky last time out in Tremor. It was second to a fairly decent horse when you look at the field it's in here now. Overall, I think it nearly should have won that day, bar galloping through a hurdle on the first, I suppose, round. But overall, I think 5 to 1 is a great shout for each way. Alan King is yet to get a winner on it under his name. I wish him the very best of luck. He's a great friend of mine, and I hope that tomorrow Take All is going to take all the beating tomorrow. 5 to 1 is definitely a great value bet for each way, but I would be expecting it to go and win the race tomorrow. It looks to be 1 2, definitely keeping the right side of. Now, 2 o'clock, we are going to go with another each way shout here now. Rebel Early at 12 to 1 definitely is a very interesting sort. The Burke Yard has been, I suppose, in amongst the winners in recent times. They've been going fairly well, and Rebel Early, I think, yeah, Rebel Early is definitely one that's going to be, I suppose, an interesting sort tomorrow. It was a very good fourth in Clonmel last time out, when a mad outsider, but it ran a very good race that day. It had I suppose the stable number one shedding in behind that day, but it look at shedding met unfavourable ground conditions. That's a given, really. I suppose the softening ground will suit Rebel Early now tomorrow. It looked, for what it's worth, I suppose it looked like it was going to be a winner that particular day in Clonmel. So ground conditions are going to suit it tomorrow, and I think Darragh O'Keefe is on board a Cork jockey. So going to be a local jockey for, I suppose, hopefully a very local winner. And I definitely think 12 to 1 is a very big price for Rebel Early now tomorrow. If it improves any way, shape or form, it's definitely going to be in or among the places. And I think the Bet365 are paying out 4 places tomorrow. So all it really has to do is put up a similar enough performance like it did in Clonmel, and we're home and host. We're on a winning bet. Next race then, the nap of the day, we are going to go with Yukon Lil in the 2:35, currently priced around 5 to 4. It was fourth in the Mayor's Novice Hurdle in Cheltenham, behind Concertista. I think that says it all. It's meeting mares here on the back of that, and none of them have even close to the quality of running in a Mayor's Novice Hurdle. Never mind finish in the places or finish fourth. So overall, you're looking at a horse that's, I suppose, well thrown in this particular field, and for me, it looks to be very much a shoe in for Yukon Lil now tomorrow. If it's even second, it would be a very big disappointment for Yukon Lil tomorrow. And 5 to 4, you're getting more than double your money at the end of the day. Now, next race then, the 3:10, we're going to go with Mick Winter's horse here now. Chatham Street Lad at 7 to 2, definitely looks to be an exciting sort. Mick Winters is starting to come into serious form as of late. As we all know, Chatham Street Lad was already a winner at this year. I suppose a little bit unlucky in Galway last time out, but since then, Sayas Gold, its stablemate, has come out and won absolutely going away and very, very comfortably in similar enough conditions. I definitely think Chatham Street Lad is well weighted here, and it's I suppose coming from a yard that's in form, and the fact that he's a local trainer as well. Mick Winters is going to want to get a winner here tomorrow. I definitely think he will, and Chatham Street Lad definitely looks to be a very exciting sort. Um, Overall, I suppose look at he is the favourite, and he does have a favourite's chance, but I would definitely write off most of the rest of them here. I definitely think Mick Winters is going to have Chatham Street Lad fairly well tuned now tomorrow coming into Cork, and he will want to have a local winner at his local track. Last race then of the day, we are going to go with None. Whatever whatever way you pronounce it, it's Noel Mead's horse anyway for Jigginstown. I keep calling it Fahid for some reason, but it's Farnan. At 7-2, I'm probably pronouncing that completely wrong. I'm butchering the name, but it's definitely an interesting sort here. Coming from the Noel Mead setup, he's a man in serious form. He's been absolutely paying us very, very well since the start of the season resumed. But yeah, 7-2 is a great price for this one now, in my opinion. I would be, I suppose, looking at different options. For some reason, Blackbow, I think, is in this particular race. Blackbow's in one race anyway, whatever it is. Avoidable at all costs. Blackbow is just, or actually Blackbow's in Navan tomorrow. I'm after missing him. I'd avoid Blackbow at all costs. He's just that sort of horse that just doesn't want to win a race. But I don't know why I'm talking about Blackbow now. But this foreign 7-2 definitely looks to be. Look, it's a horse coming from a yard in form, and Sean Flanagan on his back, another man in serious form. It definitely looks to be one of the more likelier ones, and at 7-2, it's much better value than, I suppose, going for top of the market favorites here. That's all I'm going to cover tomorrow. I'm going to leave it there. Please make sure to keep liking, sharing, subscribing, and keep an eye out for the Irish Racing Hour. That's going to be coming on now tomorrow week. So keep an eye out. There's going to be some very, very good guests on the way. And yeah, if you like what if you like what we're doing, basically, keep liking, sharing, subscribing. It's helping me out an awful lot. We're coming close to the quarter way mark to where I wanted to be. I wanted at the 1,000 subscribers. It's getting a little bit longer than I was expecting, but we're slowly but surely starting to make good headway now. I'm going to leave a link in the description for my website down below. Please make sure to check it out, see how I'm going on. Let me know by all means how well the website is set up. But until then, take care, and best of luck tomorrow if you're going to be having a bet.